Yesterday was so fucking bad.
Oh, yeah.
I was outside all day working on the ambulance, and like I didn't.
You almost needed an ambulance?
I did. I know. The air was so bad.
Yeah, thankfully your car comes with a respirator, I guess.
I'm sucking on the oxygen mask.
It's wild. So, like we went out yesterday just to go, it's so funny because we go out and you're like, let's go buy something. I don't know what we were going to buy. We were going to buy something. And it was like, let's go look at this. And we tried to have like almost a normal day. And you get out there and you're like, nah, it's not normal. Like you got your mask on. Everybody looks depressed. Like there's lines to get into places and you're standing outside in basically smoke. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, why are we even outside?
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that really. I mean, it's been darker, but it's not like apocalyptic like for you guys. Look, John, it looked like you were just drinking lava. Do that again. That was really weird. But yeah, I love it. Oh my God.
I drank lava.
I drank lava.
All right. Well, let's burn this episode down. You want to start it up there, Dave? Light the fire.
All right. Fire! Yeah. Welcome to episode 28 of the Geek Savants. I'm Dave DeWanch.
I am the fire starter.
Grant Miller.
Brian Roberts. And I'm Firezorb.
Firezorb.
Are the flames in the ball that you're in, or are they on the outside and you're protected? Which is it?
I doused the ball in kerosene.
And then you throw it on the street.
Is that what you guys? Did you guys ever do that with tennis balls or something? Light them on fire. You dip them in gas.
No.
That's an awesome idea.
I guess that was just the thing in my neighborhood.
What is the craziest thing you've all done with fire?
Ooh, with fire. Fire! Go ahead. I'll think of something.
Question. I don't know. I haven't done anything with fire.
No, nothing crazy with fire. That stuff's scary. It's equal parts enticing and scary. So
you have taken like the hairspray can with a lighter and made a flamethrower.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course. That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
That's metal. That's heavy metal. What are you talking about?
Well, the one that I remember the most was from when I was little. And my brother and his friends, they used to get, do you remember those flowers, the firework flowers that spin? They would get them and light them and throw them into the air. And the helicopter effect, they would just kind of arc and go for a long way. It's actually pretty cool seeing it as a kid. Until the wind caught one of these and blew it right into a person's bush in front of their house. And then the thing started you saw the flames start. It was like, holy shit. Everybody went over there to get it doused out and stuff. But it wasn't anything major, but that was like the one that stands out.
I remember, Grant, you've got a much better story than me, so hang on. I remember just those flowers and like friends of mine, like we'd all just stand around, light them and throw them at each other. That which is also supremely dangerous. But no, I'm sure Grant has a much more hairy story than that.
I'm sure that's why Grant asked the fucking question. So
he was like chomping at the bit.
Because for me, of all the crazy, stupid stuff me and my brothers used to do, we didn't mess with fire too much. Just mostly knives and blades and things. But so when we were kids, we lit the butterfly, and the butterflies back then went way longer and were way more explosive than they are now. They're like pussy butterflies now.
Pussy butterflies.
Yeah.
So
I'm writing it down right now.
The butterfly was spinning and it hit the curb and it went right into my little brother's hair, and his hair just went. And like I was on the ground crying, laughing as my mom is like scooping him up into the house to like put his head out. I don't know.
Nice.
That was fun.
I gotta ask, guys.
That was fun.
I thought it was great.
Because I'm in SoCal, I gotta know what areas are the most affected for you guys. Because you're all in different areas right now. Who's getting it the worst?
The Bay.
I think Oregon.
Well, Oregon. And then the Bay.
Well, but we're talking about California, though, guys. We're like, let's be self-absorbed here.
No. We're talking about the West Coast, mofo.
I haven't heard too much about California other than like, I think the big ones that were going on are still going on, but they're a lot smaller fires now, I think.
Yeah, they're super
got
contained, those old ones.
Who's got the most smoke and ash and shit? Who's getting it?
Oregon's like really fucked up. This is let's see, where's my thing here? There we go.
Yeah,
All right, what do we got? Boom, boom, boom. There's the one that Brian has. That's the bay. So the bay was like orange, right? You guys were orange, I think. I remember seeing pictures of you guys at your worst. It was orange. This is Oregon. We were just in, like, we just drove up to that fucking place. We drove up to Medford to look at the first trailer and then up to Eugene for the second trailer. And Medford had to be evacuated. That's,
damn.
what was that? 87,000 people in Medford had to be evacuated. Portland was like in a state of like prep for evacuation. Like as in like they all had their shit and ready to go, but it finally had calmed down before it got to them. But Portland. So that means Medford, Eugene, both those places got hit real hard. This is, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. There, look, the gray is the smoke.
Yeah.
Look where it covers. It goes all the way out to the fucking like ocean and then covers all the way down to the fucking Rio Grande. And it's like you see this one trail right here that goes straight up over by Michigan. It like kind of is hitting all the way over to Michigan.
Yeah, my relatives in Hawaii told my mom, I guess they were getting some of it.
And then you see like all this right here is this is Northern California and Oregon and stuff like that is just right here. It's fucking crazy. So Oregon was red. This is here. This is San Francisco. That was orange. And then that's fucking Oregon.
That's crazy.
This is what Oregon looks like, though. You know, I was telling you guys when we went to drive and get that trailer, it's like legit, like straight up all trees like this.
Yeah.
This is Oregon, top of the Capitol building. That shit's fucking. Look at that.
That's creepy.
It's crazy, man. And then this shit.
That is straight Blade Runner.
This is
straight Blade Runner.
What the fuck, man? Like, I honestly, like, when I look at this shit, I think, like what, how many days of this could you stand?
That first day when it went totally
right
red, whatever,
right.
I had to close all the curtains in the house and turn on the light. That red light that was coming into the house was just
it's creepy, right?
I
think if you had to spend numerous days in it, I think it could cause sane people to go crazy like pretty fast, I think.
You know what's nuts is, you know, when you think about like a heavy rain season or like a week of really windy weather, and you think back like, oh, like 5 years ago it was a crazy rainstorm.
Right.
2020's got like everything.
Yeah, everything.
It's so nuts.
The one thing that's scary is that 2 years ago we had the Paradise Fire. And now this year we have this. So 2 out of the last 3 years, we've had some night days where up here, I don't know about you guys on the Paradise Fire, but up here we had to like wear masks for a while off of the Paradise Fire. So that's like now 2 out of the last 3 years where it's like, oh, don't go outside, guys. It's unhealthy. And it's like, okay, is that what our future is in California?
Every so many years, yeah.
Like that's just how it's going to start to go. Like we just are going to have these burn seasons where it's like smoke in the air for fucking a month. I don't know.
Is like everyone's leaving California because they don't have to work in the metropolitan areas anymore. We talked about that a little earlier where people are like, well, you get to work from home. So why the fuck would I need to spend twice the amount of money to live in California if I could just work somewhere else and maybe make less money because I'm not in California, but also not have to deal with this shit. So it's like these 1-2 punches are like really going to hurt California and I assume Oregon, but yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Is that it? I think that was it. So that brought us to our topic of the week, which is not a great topic, but you know, hey, well, that's how we roll here. That's how we roll. But I asked you guys the question, like if you had to bounce from your house quickly, Grant, set up a time frame for us. What's going on? What's the fire doing?
See, this is where things fall apart because I was thinking about it and you had no parameters. So I was like, come on. Okay.
No parameters.
Well, I said no no. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. What did I say?
No, like like that's given, right? All the given things.
You
said
can't grab your
don't
animals
count.
and your kids and your wife.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
too
yeah,
easy. Although I might choose to leave a cat behind every once, but it's okay.
I would grab my work laptop.
Wait, yeah, I meant for you to set your parameters.
Wait,
I didn't want you to start going over your
yeah.
list. You.
Ground rules though, like
How long do you have?
You always leave your house with your phone, your keys, and your wallet. So I think that's off the table because you would always have those in,
No, that's not true.
wouldn't they?
I don't even
They're
have a wallet.
I live upstairs.
Oh,
So the bedroom is upstairs. The bedroom's upstairs. Dave,
It's
you're placing
like
upstairs
it's a
unit?
6-story apartment complex, and we're on level 2.
Okay, so there's different things going on there. Brian's on the bottom.
He's a bottom. He's a bottom.
He's always on the bottom. Ron, what's your place set up like?
It's a townhome, so it's 2 stories, but
Sleep upstairs?
yeah.
So the fire is at night, and you're all in your rooms.
Am I snuggled in bed with my jams on?
Yes,
Okay, good.
and we're gonna say that you're actually asleep.
Am I mid coitus?
By the way,
Do you finish?
So we're gonna go.
what's up, Dungeon Master shit? This is some Dungeon Master
I
shit,
know.
and I'm not
No.
He's taking us on his fire
Suddenly,
game.
a dragon appears.
Dungeon Master Street.
The fire started by a dragon.
Right.
Well, of course. So you gotta go worst case. So you're upstairs and you're asleep.
Okay.
For those that have upstairs.
Mhm.
So you've got to figure out, okay, your downstairs is on fire. So you've got like, I don't know, 10 minutes tops.
Okay.
And for
Everything I want is upstairs, so I can just grab everything I want. I don't have you can't.
Maybe not.
What?
Okay.
This game sucks. Then all my stuff is downstairs.
It's a shitty game.
No, but you have to get downstairs, right? I mean, that.
Maybe that's not.
I'm jumping through the window. Oh boy.
Wait, but
All right, wait.
part of John's parameters was the kids and your wife are safe,
Yes.
right? So
They get
What if your
absorbed
kids'
out.
friends are
They get
downstairs?
encased in a zorb.
Downstairs.
we're in a zorb.
They get encased in a zorb and they float away for some weird reason. They float out. There's only one emergency zorb per house, and it's for them. All right, we have to fend for ourselves.
They
All right,
make
so-
those emergency exit kits where it's like a rollout ladder.
Yeah.
for people that are on this. I don't have one,
I don't have one.
but I could get through my window, and there's like a little 3-4 foot area
Ledge.
of
Yeah.
rope roof, and then there's always a car down there.
There you
I
go.
would jump on that fucking car.
Yeah.
That's how I get out.
Make sure it's your ex-wife's. And then yeah, I'm
So-
the same way. Mine is like that too. A little ledge, then I can hop down to something real easy.
But it doesn't sound like we're grabbing 5 items that we want to save now. It sounds like we're grabbing 5 items to get us safely out of the house.
No, see, I'm
We have
grabbing
to
my
leave
5 personal favorite items in the house. That's what I'm getting.
Well, but if we have to get the ladder, I have to grab the ladder before I can actually get
that's
out.
it. You're already down to 4 now.
Brian,
I don't like
we are not in this game anymore. This game is fucking stupid because
No way.
5 fucking things and get out a window. It doesn't work that way. There's no way. What do you do with it?
What would you do?
This
That's
is
the whole
imaginary
thing.
savant land where fires only, they don't burn everything that
Guys.
you want to go grab.
This is the worst. This is the
If
worst
it was a
episode
fire-
we've ever made. This is
Put the fire
terrible.
down the street, and you had like an hour.
It's because I let
to go in
Grant
and out
start
of the house.
waggling and dangling and trying to figure out the rules. I should have just
No
said,
fun.
here's the rules. Grant, you're out the window without a ladder. All right. Here's the rules. It's imaginary, but you got about like 10 minutes to get whatever you want, and you got to get out of the house. The fire is coming, but you got to get your 5 things that you want, and they can't be the size that you have to be able to carry them. How's that?
Right.
All right.
That's
And
much
not all
better.
at once.
I'm not jumping out the window with my first pick. And
Grant had a
First
good
pick
idea to at least ask us how we would escape our burning buildings. That's what he's trying to get at. Dave, how would you do it?
Look, I think all of Grant's ideas start with the best of intentions. All of them. But I'm saying that most of them end horribly, and then we wind up scratching our heads as to why he made the decision in the first place. It all starts from a good place.
You'll thank me later.
Oh my God, that's the name of the episode. You'll thank me later.
Like, Dave, we could give you like a 2-story ladder, and then you could go put it out of your window of your 6-story building and just climb down 2 stories and plummet to your death the other 4 stories. What do you think?
Grant's waiting there on the sidewalk so he can steal all the shit that falls out of my pockets.
Are you upside down, or is this as you're falling? It's just falling out of your
I'm on the
pocket.
ground twitching, and he's just like,
okay.
Fuck.
Oh, Dave, I meant it was a 2-story ladder.
What would you take? What would you grab, Dave? You don't have to worry about the second story.
All right, so this is weird. I would say that like my number one priority, if it wasn't wallet, keys, phone, which are always the first things I go.
Right. Why do you need keys? Your house is going to burn down. You don't need keys for that.
Car keys.
The first one is the first thing I would get. If I had to pick it, I would obviously pick a small box of comics, but if I only had to pick one comic, it would be Hulk 181.
There you go. I knew it.
I have to go find it and get it.
Just name it.
I have to go find and get it. You don't have time for that.
Yeah.
No, I know where it is, but I'd go get it and get it. It's the first thing on my list.
How many of Dave's things are comic books?
That's it.
Stop.
What's the rest?
That's it.
Yeah, you just
Gotta
let's
be
just
some of
list
your
our
art.
5. Let's just
Go around. What's your
really?
first? I want this to go around.
Oh my god. We're never gonna finish this. Just list
Hey,
your
you should
5.
just name them all, Dave.
Just name them all.
Shoot them off.
All right.
Go.
So there's that. There is the Great Mazinga. That's one. I would have
That's
to
your
say
show. That's a Shogun Warrior, right?
Shogun Warrior. I'd have to say, and this is a weird one because I would never have thought it, but definitely a laptop. But then the Nintendo Switch, because if I'm homeless and I need portable video games or entertainment, I would grab the Switch. I know that Brian's like, fuck you, but what? I don't have a TV. I can't bring my PlayStation, Brian. What do I do with that? And then I would say, if phone is on it or off of it, sure. But then it would be that really, really rare Bandai Valkyrie that I have from when I was a
I
kid.
knew he was.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
I know. I was hoping it because I will go to your house and rescue it if you need me to.
Honorable mentions. My 3D TV because they don't make 3D TVs anymore, and I love my 3D TV.
Did you carry that?
I would grab my HD TV, my HD DVD player.
Oh, stop! You can't carry that shit.
No,
You see Grant trying to haul a 70-inch TV out of his
He would. He would.
I got it!
This guy is taking mattresses off of front porches.
That's
So
right.
I'm sure he could get. I'm sure he could get a TV rolling. He's the one guy I believe. He's got
Yeah.
the TV coming out.
Yeah, one of our jokes was how would we escape? And like I was talking to Megan about it this morning, and I was like, man, we really love our Tempur-Pedic bed. It's perfect. We'd throw that mattress out the fucking window
There you go.
and on the way down. And
That's
how
some
I would-
That's some Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom shit right there, right? Throw the mattress out and we'll just ride it down. It'll be fine.
It'll flip
those
over.
Tempur-Pedic mattresses is they weigh 800 pounds.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do. They're 100%.
They're ridiculous.
Are they really?
We have a twin-size one, and it's 2 separate mattresses, so you can move them. So they're really like twin-size mattresses that are put together. So you could carry it, or you could throw it out a window pretty easily. But yeah. All right, someone else go.
People are out there like with barely scraps of their lives, and Dave's got his Tempur-Pedic bed out there. Thank God. I just
This
saved this.
comic.
They're like, I lost one of my children, and he's like, but I got my Tempur-Pedic.
I'm gonna take a real big fucking guess on one of John's, but I really want to hear from other people first. John, iPad, your iPad Pro is definitely number
What?
fucking 1 because you are sucking the teeth of that motherfucking thing so
That is
hard.
not at all going to be one of my picks, Dave. Come on.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar.
No.
Fucking liar. You're a liar. All right, Ron, please go.
Oh God. Well, no, I actually tried to do picks that weren't just like
Of
toys. I
course
wanna
you did.
play with.
Mhm.
Of course you did.
So I have, since I converted stuff over from physical, say like comics and stuff, I have files that I want to save. So I actually have a hard drive that I would take with me I would make sure to guard that thing with my
Mhm.
life. I also have a box of like my passport and stuff like that that I would
Mhm.
also want to have with me. I'd probably put the hard drive in that box and take it with me. Then now I do have a tablet that I would want to take with me only because I want to read those.
Oh no, not a tablet. That's against Dave's.
Yeah, that's against Dave's rules. So
I'm not saying it's against my rules.
Oh, don't mention the tablet.
And he's a liar. I'm more offended by your bold-faced lies, John.
Does this look like the face of a liar, Dave? Come on.
Yeah, that's the face of a guy that's years over years tricked himself into thinking that his lies are the truth. That's that.
Did you just Trump me? Did you just like Donald Trump me? Like the dude that has constantly been
You're a
accused of
self-trumper,
making up
bro.
stories is now telling me that I'm making up stuff. Wait. 8-inch penis, 800 women slept with man is like, John, you are
800. I think you made it up 800.
fabricated the truth.
Hey, you're the one that had to go on a camping trip to get stories that corroborated all of my legends.
That was not a fucking corroboration. That was about, I'll give you maybe 3 positive notes on that. There was 3 girls I could give you out of that. That's not 20. That's not 30. I don't even remember his number. It was fucking humongous, though. I can't remember what it was.
How much was it, Dave?
was
Let's
a 50.
derail this.
It was under 40. It's like 30, 40.
39.
Anyway.
39 and a half. Who was
Like,
the
I'm
half?
leaving that list behind. I wanted to be burned in the fire.
The half was that girl with only no legs. She had no legs, so Dave was like, that's a half.
So I agree with
What?
I never had sex with a girl with no legs.
No legs.
So Ron,
See how I could get that rumor started, though? Like, Brian believed it for a minute. He was like,
no legs.
you know what? I believe that, actually. Dave,
I
have
mean, I
you
can
done
see Dave trying.
girl with a
If
crutch?
anyone's
Have you ever done a girl with a
trying-
crutch? Dave, have you done a girl with a crutch? Have you
with
done a girl
crutch, like with a crutch,
a
or
girl that has a
With the crutch.
That uses a crutch.
that had crutches?
yes?
No,
Okay.
but
Dave,
talk about this offline. What?
Brandy,
Eh,
I never did her.
didn't you guys
are you sure?
date for like a long time?
No.
Sarah's
Oh,
friend.
number's 38, not 39.
Yeah.
Sarah.
I'm sorry, it was
Yeah, Brandy. No,
Sarah.
but she did not have crutches. Anyway, fuck it, guys. Hey, Ron, I agree with you about the hard drive, but don't you? What you just put your shit on the cloud? What is it? So much shit that you can't put it on the cloud?
Well, it's I have a 4 terabyte drive full. Getting that stuff from the drive up to the cloud would take a long time. So, but that's one thing I do want to do eventually is move it up because like to Google Drive or something like that. But how many places have? But how many places have like 4 terabytes of storage space for free? That's
Oh, no.
Right.
You'd
For
pay
free.
for it. You'd be paying for that.
free.
Terabytes, though. You're paying.
I do have 2 more.
Yeah, you do.
2 more. So one is my first edition set of Dungeons and Dragons books. My comic books I would burn, but my Dungeons and Dragons books I would take with me. Actually,
Nice.
Well, don't worry. When you fall out of the window, Grant's stealing those first.
and then my
Ron lives
my-
like on the ground floor, so he's just falling out of a ground floor.
Oh, very
Does
good.
that matter?
But then with whatever time I would have left, I would start taking some of my music equipment out. Because that's kind of heavy stuff. If I could bring it, I would. If not, then I would just grab what I
If
could
you
with
had
that.
to grab a turntable or a mixer, which would you have grabbed?
Mixer.
You grab your
I
mixer.
have a mixer that I really like.
Yep.
I'd grab that and leave the turntables. Yep.
Oh. All right, that's a good list. I like most of it. Then we got derailed with Dave and his deceit. And what?
Even his deceit.
All right, I'll do mine. Number 1, my iPad.
I love that he It's so fucking like so sure. No, it would never be the iPad.
I literally thought of the topic just so I could talk about my iPad and how much I love it. Guys, I love it.
We just got John so hard.
Oh my god! The best part.
Oh my God, I didn't even care about the topic. I just wanted to talk about.
Just remember to bring the power cord with you. Just remember because if you don't,
That would be amazing.
It's at an EMP hit, and I can't use it because of all the powers. No, I would grab. I would grab my Golden Records cap of first appearance Avengers #4 because that's probably my most expensive item that I have that is grabbable. Ooh, I mean, I'd have to grab my iPad, of course, because it's the fucking best thing I've ever used.
John, we already know. You said that already.
Did I talk about it already? And
Okay, did I get my iPad?
yeah, Kelly
I got
is
it.
on fire. And I am like, luckily, I got my iPad. I push her into the fire to get to my iPad.
Go check if I left it inside. I think I got it and it's in the car. Go check for me.
I put the iPad into the emergency Zorb and make sure it got out safe first before anybody else. No, yeah, my iPad is fucking awesome. I love that fucking thing. It is so great. I can't believe that it's like, it is just truly wonderful to have. And I recommend it to everybody except for Dave. But Dave, don't get it. Don't get it.
Here's the thing. I got to ask questions. Sorry to derail this even further.
No,
but
derail.
Your version of the iPad and use it every day for art.
Yes.
And reading and everything else.
Yes.
But how much is it? How much was it? 1,200?
1,200. And that's with the, I think it was like 12, maybe 13 with the pencil.
Okay.
Dude, I did not want to spend it. You know, we got some money from the government that we were like, we can use. It has to be written off. So Kelly's writing it off as a business expense. And so we were like, all right, that's cool. So I got it. I would never spend that much money, but now because of it, I've been forced to like, be like, I'm going to use this thing every day to justify getting it. And it's fucking awesome. I love it. I like it way more than my Cintiq. Now my Cintiq was designed for Windows. Okay. And I got a cable that would allow it to be plugged into the FireWire port of my computer. But because of that, it won't allow me to calibrate my pen the way I like it. And so it works and I can use it with my Mac, but it doesn't calibrate. So my pen kind of sucks. It's not as like sensitive as it should be, you know? And so now with this fucking iPad, it's like, that thing is awesome. You can do everything you could do on Photoshop with that thing.
Not to step out on you guys, but I've been texting John separately of our normal group texts. And I'm like, look at Grant's fucking face. It's so sad.
I'm like, Dazzy? I don't know. Is he
but
Dazzy?
I was saying, like, in our text, that you should start fucking coloring comic books for people because there's money to be made in that and you enjoy doing it. So why would you just be like,
I do it, dude. I fucking love doing it. It is so fun. Like, it is like, I just sit there and just tool away on it. You know, what I love about it is I've always had a problem with bringing a sketchbook like onto the couch or into bed, you know, to like just sit there and watch TV and read or sketch. And then I also don't ever just like sit at a kitchen table and draw. I always, you know, it's like, and then I can't, obviously my Cintiq is attached to my computer, so it's not exactly like portable to like go anywhere. And then this thing, I'm like everywhere with it. I like sit at a table. I'm like, I'm all day with this thing. And it's so portable and easy to use, you know? So I don't know. I'm just having a lot of fun with it. And so that's my second thing. I honestly couldn't think past that, but let me quickly.
It's pathetic.
I had my hard drive full of like all of our photos. I bought like, I had a really great hard drive. I bought a mini or like a smaller compact hard drive. I transfer all the shit over. And now all of a sudden, like some of my shit isn't on there, and it's trapped on this other hard drive that doesn't work anymore. So, but I have a hard drive full of all of our family photos of like Big B as a baby and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, I would probably grab one of my Shoguns, probably the what's the yellow one, Grant? Guy King.
Guy King.
I would grab Guy King. And I don't know what else I grab. Is that 5? No, that's probably 4.
That was 4.
Damn it. Shit. Do I have a
No one's
comic book?
grabbing clothes.
Huh?
No one's grabbing clothes. No one needs clothes.
I don't have anything that I like. I mean, besides the clothes on my body, there's nothing that like I'm so in love with that I need to grab.
Okay.
How rad would it be though to just like layer up, to just like you're going shoplifting and you just layer up and then you just kind of walk out like
You know,
Michelin.
I think Brian mentioned it earlier. I would grab like, I have a drawer full of like all of my original art that I've done in the last like say 10 years, just paintings and stackers that I have that things that I love that I have of my art. And I would definitely grab all that stuff. I mean, I would want to grab as much of that as I could, which is basically one file. It's one flat file. So I probably could shove it down my pants or something like that.
Yeah, the reason I didn't pick my hard drive is because everything that's on my hard drive is everything I can get from Ron still, which is all of your magical digital gifts that you give.
You better hope he doesn't burn it.
And also like my old comic books, which are already published, and the publisher has all those files. So it's not like a priority. And everything that I'm working on currently is in the cloud. So I don't really, and I had too many hard drives fail. So I had to put everything on the cloud.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck man, like this hard drive just stopped working for no reason. That's happened to me like 4 times. So fuck that shit.
You do know that if a hard drive just stops, most of the time you can recover it. It's just a power supply issue. The drive and the data is still good. I've recovered a few drives. So don't put that shit away.
I know I have it, and I'm basically just not being lazy in a sense, but it is just sort of like I'll fix it when I really want to get the stuff off of there. So yeah, I know. I hear you. It's so funny because I did pull a bunch of stuff off of mine, and then all of a sudden it was like I pull it all off. I'm like, oh, when I need to use it again, I'll just start it up and pull more stuff off. And then next thing you know, now it doesn't work for some reason. So it's like, so it was only like a month after I had used it. So I don't know what it's. Yeah, you're right. It's probably a power supply thing for sure.
One of my hard drives crashed pretty recently when I was working on some Mind Palace shit, and it was before the second volume was going to be completed, and I needed the high-res files for print. And the hard drive stopped fucking working, and so I was freaking out. I went to Geek Squad, and they were like, it's spinning. It's not a power issue. There's just something wrong with the parameters going on in it. And they're like, we can't do anything. So
what?
I said, fuck it. And I just started over, which was a motherfucker, by the way. That was terrible. But,
well, I wonder if that, because mine actually I can hear it like spin up, it goes, and then like, it just says like, oh, can't really tell what's going on with it. It doesn't see the name of it. It doesn't see anything. It sees how big it is, but it doesn't see like anything. Yeah. I don't know. Brian, don't fucking make that face.
There's a program out there called Test Disk.
What?
It's called Test Disk.
Yeah.
That even if you lose your oh God, I should know this because I'm the IT guy.
Pornography.
Your partition, yeah. If you lose your partitions, it can actually go in and just read the raw data on the drive, and you can recover some of your files.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say maybe you should take a nap, and then we'll restart you a few minutes from.
We've had to do it in my work, and it seems to work. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Brian.
Next, Brian, go.
What are your 5 things?
Well, one thing is actually because of this, we kind of consolidated some things. So one thing is like what Ron said, super boring, but super important is all our passports, birth certificates, just all those like important files, marriage certificate, that kind of stuff. Because we got married, like don't do this, but because we got married in Hawaii, all our crap is in Hawaii. So it's like it sounded like a great idea, but it's a huge pain in the butt. So we got like 5 marriage licenses. Anyway, so like all that kind of important papers, it's kind of like ready to go in a sense. So grab all that. Grab probably a couple, the 2 laptops, maybe 3 because of my work one. Although that one's kind of like, I don't really give a crap, but maybe I should. I don't know. So that's fine. I mean, that can count as like 2 things or whatever. I'd probably grab all of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics. That's the comics I think I would grab. Those are all together.
You don't have a first print of the number one. What's your
No. I wish I did. I wish I had $35,000 I could drop on that. That'd be fantastic. But no, I have third, fourth print of one. I have second print of two and third print of two. I have first and second print of four. I have the Raphael first print. I have 5 first print, second print. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's the ones I kept, which is basically like the most important.
Those are the
issues
most
of
important.
Teenage
Basically, the only ones that really matter. Really,
I thought about grabbing my second print of Ninja
You
Turtles
should.
of
It's
number
expensive.
one because that's like probably one of my higher comics that I have. Besides,
It's expensive.
Well, it was either that or the Golden Record comic or whatever it was. Oh,
yeah, but I
know.
don't have that Mutant Ninja Turtles graded or anything like that, so it's kind of like it's not as in good a condition as that other one was.
Got it.
It's still worth a lot of money.
It is.
You'd be
No, and I'm
surprised.
stoked I have it. I am very
And
stoked I have
Brian,
it.
you just got a bunch of books graded just recently too, and
Yeah.
the Turtles over those graded books. Those graded books look hot.
I know he got good grades.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, hopefully those would be like half those are gonna be sold. So that'll just be money in the bank. But yes, I did get a bunch graded. So I'm hoping to get like, I don't know, pretty good amount of money for some of that.
It looked like a good, at least a good, I don't know, $1,000 to $1,500 haul at least.
Well, I'm not selling all of them, so it'd probably be like 1,000.
Okay.
Or just under. So, yeah, I mean, if it's a fire though, I can't. I mean, I guess that could be the other thing I'd grab is all my graded books. So that could be the other thing I grab because everything else is kind of non-essential. I actually would not, as shocking as this might seem to you, I wouldn't grab any video game stuff. That's kind of like low priority. I mean, that's
figured if I was living out of
low
my car,
priority.
I just figured if I was going to be living out of my car or and I needed entertainment, I would want something that was portable. That's why I was like, well, I'll just grab that because, not that I love the Nintendo, but I can fuck around and be on the road and not be completely bored. And I could, lull my sadness with video games, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you. But, this is just that what if. I mean, in real life, I'd grab a box and I'd start shoving it just be like, if I could, and just start throwing it into the back of the car. That's the reality one where you're just throwing a bunch of stuff. You're like, get in the fucking car, and then you just grab everything and then take off. And then whatever you've got, that's what you got. But
So
that's what I would like to get is this stuff as far as to satiate my geekness and then also just reality, so that we could keep going and not have too much trouble. I want to be able to identify myself so that people don't think who are you? Oh,
That's
yeah, all
it,
my
you're
stuff
getting shipped
burned.
back to Mexico, you.
Yeah,
Like,
for
what?
sure. Man, I'm either going there or Middle East. That's what they think I am, so that's where I'm going.
Oh, Middle East for sure. Look at
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
You're
for
bushy
sure.
you're bushy like a Middle
My
East.
eyebrows? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
My God.
I get it all the time.
I think we should preface this before we get to Grant and say that we are really, our heart goes out to anyone that has been displaced by this shit and has had to think about this shit for real and actually pull out real shit that they had to.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're we have the luxury of making this stupid fucking podcast and being like, I would take my Hulk 181. Really, that's not the most important thing in anyone's life, right?
The craziest shit I saw, me and Hillary, we went to the Flamingo Hotel in Santa Rosa a few weeks ago. And
No, it's a cool place. There aren't mirrors on the ceiling. It sounds like it, Brian, but it's a cool place.
yeah, it was interesting. But I had to go to the office for something, and so I'm walking there from the pool, and as I'm walking there, there's a bus dropping off, I don't know, 20 people, and they every one of them looked homeless. And I'm like,
Oh.
are they putting up homeless people because there's fires around here? And it turns out that they were actually people that just escaped some fire, and they were fucked up. They were all dirty. They all had trash bags full of stuff, and some had a little bit more than others, but it was fucking sad. It was really sad.
Yeah. I can't imagine it. I mean,
I wonder, like if any of their trash bags had a Hulk 181 in it, though.
I know.
That's really what we're thinking. Is like they were dirty. I get it, but did they also have a 400 terabytes of fucking comic books, bro? All right, no, I don't think they did.
They're not doing it right.
Jesus Christ.
This is how all of our things go, huh? All our memorials out to people and stuff.
I just gotta say, if you guys have been displaced by the fires, what the fuck are you watching this stupid show for?
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I love that. Like we shouted out to Chadwick Boseman, and then it just turned into some weird Asian sidebar. Like
We can turn this into an Asian sidebar real quick.
awesome. Yeah, I was just surprised that somehow John didn't make it about his fucking iPad.
I wasn't even gonna really make a big deal of it, and then you totally called me out on you, asshole.
We should make this a tablet sidebar. You know, my tablet is really good for reading comics. You know, yeah.
We had our fantasy football draft this week, and I was like trying to be sneaky, and I was gonna like, you're not supposed to draft a quarterback like super early, and I was like, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes in the second round. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm flying against wisdom. I'm gonna take him, and like, I tell Kelly, I'm gonna do this. I'm sneaky. I'm gonna do it. And then fucking some dude pulls a fucking Dave like right before the draft and is like, John, you're going to fucking take Patrick Mahomes in the second round, aren't you? I was like, son of a bitch, how do you guys fucking know this shit? Like, shit, I'm trying to be sneaky. I can't even be sneaky. I'm terrible at it. This is why I can't ever cheat on my wife. I'm the worst. I got no poker face.
Speaking of football, did anyone watch the Bucks versus the Saints? Did anyone watch fucking Gronk?
What is that like? Do they have people watching it?
No, let's see. Missouri, Kansas City had half empty, very empty stands. Most places have none. Jacksonville has people in the stands. A lot of places don't have anybody in the stand. Like San Francisco didn't have anybody. But it's crazy.
Like baseball with little stand-ups?
Not as much. Maybe in the end zones they had some like stand-ups. But what was crazy was the crowd noise. They just like pumped it in, and so like whoever was doing the mix, like it'd be like home team does good. And it'd be like, I swear to God, the ref came out and had like maybe a questionable call, and people are like, boo, and some guy is at a keyboard like boo, hitting the boo button or something.
Oh yeah. There's a Brian Robots. There's a Brian
for sure.
Oh,
it's
man.
Brian Robots for sure. Like,
That'd be amazing.
Fuck you, ref. And what? No, there's nobody in the stands. Somehow a battery gets thrown out of the stands. There's nobody in there.
Have you been watching the playoffs, the NBA playoffs, John, at all?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah.
It's been good. It's been good. It's actually it gave me hope that we could actually have sports during COVID, but I think that the NFL is going to fuck it up somehow.
Well, we just had a few days ago. There was all 4 sports were going at the same time, which is the first time I think it's ever happened, because normally most sports don't cross over with each other like this. So I think this is the first time that basketball has been played when football, baseball, and hockey were going too. So that's a little weird. Baseball's fucking weird anyway. They're doing a 60-game season. What kind of shit is that? How do you have a 60-game season when normally your season is 162?
That sounds better, though.
Yeah.
It does sound better. But, I mean, if you're talking like, I won the World Series. Oh, what weird year did you the one where we only had 60 fucking games. That's all I don't get. I'm like,
next to your name.
Yeah, how are you going to like be stoked on that? Like, oh, cool, guys. We won the 60-game World Series.
Oh, hey, by the way, Grant, what would you pack? What are your 5 items? Sorry.
By the way,
Grant, sorry to forget about you over there, bud.
I had an Asian sidebar already that I was going to mention.
Yeah.
So Venture Brothers has been in the news lately because it just got canceled. Yeah. And so I asked Donovan, I said, have you ever seen it? And he kind of knew of it, but he had never seen it. So we watched the first episode yesterday, and it's got a pretty racist.
It's fucking racist as fuck.
In the first episode, the very first episode.
I don't what happened.
I'm trying to remember the first episode.
Didn't they go to Mexico?
No, they had to go to the UN.
Okay.
And Professor
Dr. Venture's given a speech.
He's given a speech, and then he's got to show like this gun that he made, this invention, and it's this. I want to say Takashi, but it's not. But it's like that, the name, and it's this guy that owns a corporation, and he's dressed up as a ninja, but his voice is very like 80s Asian, and I forget the name of it. He's a techno pervert or something where he masturbates from like highly technical things. Like they thought he was going to steal the gun, but he was like beating off on it. It was pretty hilarious, but it was pretty racist.
Very right. And that came out like we were podcasting when that came out. That was like 08, 09.
I didn't even know that show was still on.
Oh, it's 03, that first episode.
Right, because they said they were on for 17 years.
Yeah. But there's only been how many seasons? 8?
8.
No, there were 7. It got canceled at 7. There was an intended 8, and it's not going to happen.
I've never even watched past 3, I think.
Right.
It's pretty great. It is still like one of the best shows on Adult Swim.
Well, then bonus, I get to watch a bunch of new episodes and enjoy them.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it.
Watch Mike Tyson's Mysteries? Because it's like the spiritual fucking...
yeah.
I think I saw 1 or 2 of them.
It's zany, but it's fun. And Mike Tyson is fucking genius in it. I mean, he plays himself, and it's just like half the time you think, did he make this shit up? Did he go off script? Because it's insane. But yeah. But anyway, great. Did your son like the episode?
He liked it, but he wasn't crazy about it. It's like watching it again. It's a little slow.
The first episode wasn't good. You got to get to Garage Sale. I think Garage Sale or Yard Sale or whatever. That's like when that show really was like, oh shit, this show is fucking weird. That's
what's funny is at the UN when all the scientists are there, Mr. Fantastic is there.
Oh, nice. Mr. Impossible or whatever.
He stretches a couple different times, but it's really quick. And he caught it. He's like, why is he doing that? What's going on? I'm like, oh, you'll see. It's one of the best episodes.
That's one of the best episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, if not the best episode of that show. And
sidebar, Fantastic Four sidebar. Did you know in the comic books, Dan Slott is writing Fantastic Four, and he is now saying that like his storyline says that they kind of explained how the Fantastic Four got their powers. Okay, so
what?
Yeah, so Reed and them were flying this ship, right? Turns out there was this whole other planet called Spire, I think it is. And like they had this vision, this destiny that there was going to be 4 people come to their planet and destroy it. Right. So I know. So then this guy, the overseer, he was like, oh, okay, I got to stop these guys from coming here. So he purposely interfered with their rocket ship to send the cosmic rays towards them or whatever. They bombard the ship, or he knocks them off target or whatever, and bombards them with the cosmic rays, and then that's how they get their powers. So they're saying now the whole twist is if he just
somebody mute John.
Don't mute me. Don't mute me. This is great stuff. The twist is if he hadn't tried to interfere, he wouldn't have knocked them off course. They wouldn't have been hit by the cosmic rays, and they wouldn't have become the Fantastic Four. But because of him, so basically they're absolving Reed now of the guilt of being the one that created all of the Fantastic Four. Huh?
No.
That's almost as bad as a pregnant Galactus daughter.
You stole my shit. You stole my shit.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm really enjoying Immortal Hulk, but these are all the stories you keep telling me. I'm like, this is why I stopped reading comics. It's like these things just keep going on forever, and they just don't have any ideas. They're like, what can we do now? Well, we'll absolve Reed Richards. He's a dick. That's part of the charm of the guy. That's why we like him. It's because he F's up all the time, but he's still a genius, and he's still great.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, I got other stuff to talk about. So real quick, stuff I'd grab is I would grab my Godzilla, my Shogun Godzilla.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I would grab my.
Well, that's good because in a fire I'd burn that off your arm.
I've got on my shelf. I've got a little Fisher Price Adventure People like set of the copter, the octopus, and a couple of figures. I would grab that. I would grab my Tron light cycle, and my
all toys,
and my $6 million man with Sasquatch, because they're right next to each other, so I can grab them with one hand.
That's it. Nothing else in your life. Nothing
It's
else in your
extremely
life you
good.
need.
Yeah.
Well, that's like assuming I have my keys and my. Oh, I would get my work laptop. It's like all. I would get that.
So here's a great dichotomy, John. And Ron, to a limited degree, Brian. That like they go and they're like, oh, we gotta save all these memories. I gotta save this hard drive full of all this crazy shit. And John's like, I got pictures of my baby and all this stuff. And Grant is playing an Aerosmith song while his house burns down, and he's got all of his fucking toys.
That's what Facebook's for. There's all the pictures on there. Shit.
Dream on, dream on, dream on. These 5 flames just going behind him. Yeah. As Steven Tyler wails.
The guitarist is playing a guitar solo in the fire.
Yeah.
Burn it down.
Slash is standing in his house while it's on fire and he's playing a solo.
I would probably have Cashmere playing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, Grant, you didn't get to. What's your playlist? Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was.
You gotta post it first.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. I do have to post it. All right. So yeah, that was what we would save from fires. And I'm sorry I ever came up with this stupid topic because you guys fucking hate me. Nobody came.
John, your iPod will always love you, or your iPad. I'm sorry.
Your iPod.
Guys, I saved my first generation turnwheel iPod. It's full of all my greatest hits.
So I just saw a movie on Hulu called The Binge.
Yes.
Have you guys, any of you seen it? With Vince
It's
Vaughn?
The Purge, but with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. I thought it would be just a ridiculous, stupid show, but it was fun.
Good review. Makes me want to go not watch it.
No, it's exactly like John said. It's the exact premise of The Purge, except instead of killing people, you can take drugs and drink unlimited, no matter how old you are.
This is on what?
Hulu.
Oh, Hulu. I was on Netflix. I was like, what the
Vince Vaughn's really good in it. It's just kind of a fun, brainless romp.
Does it go super fucking dark, or is it like a straight up comedy?
It's a comedy, I think.
Yeah, I would put it on the level of like Superbad, where it's got tiny little bit heaviness here and there, but it's like it's a fun. Or like Blockers.
Actually, just saying I wanted to watch a comedy tonight, so maybe if Grant says it's okay, I'll check it out.
I saw a trailer for one called Freaky. And it's so this is cool. I like this. Dave, get on this. All right. You're my guy, my go-to guy for this kind of stuff. So we loved Happy Death Day because it took the Groundhog Day premise and smashed a horror movie into it, right? It's like, great movie. That's a fantastic idea. This Freaky one takes Freaky Friday and smashes a horror movie into it. So the girl gets killed. The killer, by the way, played by Vince Vaughn. He's a serial killer guy. He stabs her, and right at the moment he stabs her, they switch bodies. And so now she's in the like Vince Vaughn body and he's in her body, and she's in high school. It's like a high school girl, whatever. So then of course, you've got the whole like Vince Vaughn acting like a high school girl, the high school girl acting like Vince Vaughn. It looks really, really, really good. And so
awesome.
it looked, the trailers, I highly go watch the trailer. But I said to Kelly this morning, I'll throw this out to Dave. Dave, here we go. Boom. Find a premise that we like. Groundhog's Day, Freaky Friday. Smash a horror movie into it. That's all we got to do. That's the new trend. All right.
So if I do this, can we make a whole episode where we brainstorm this fucking
Yes.
thing?
I throw one out. Yes, I'll throw one out. I came out with Memento. Okay, Memento, but as a horror movie. Can you do it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Here's the thing. What I'll do is I'll come up. I'll look at Memento. I'll look at the plot description of it, and then we have to come up with the horror element together that we would insert into it. I'll give you
come up with something else. Like it doesn't have. It could be multiplicity. It could be like something like Caddyshack. I don't know. Take any premise.
Caddyshack. Do it.
It's a golf tournament where a guy kills people. And the Gophers. The Gopher kills people.
And the Gopher's the killer. Yeah.
Is it all body switching?
Are they all body switch? Every one of them? No, just in Freaky. Sorry, not in ours. It's not.
Yeah, ours is going to be so original in its unoriginality. Like,
See, like you can't. Okay, so like they've done sci-fi horror. We can't do that. You know, they've done underwater horror. We can't do that. So it's like you got to find something that's like would tradition. It's like Kelly said, like a rom-com. So but I don't know how you would kind of work. But it's
What
like you
about,
got to take
Back to the Future.
a time travel. Have they done a good time travel horror movie? That's a kind of an interesting one. Okay.
I like that.
You got to go back to like save, make sure your parents meet, but then also stop a serial killer from like killing them or something.
But then you realize that your
that
dad's a serial
frequency?
killer.
Frequency was similar to that. Am I right
Frequency
or
was
wrong?
kind of like that.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
but it
like
wasn't
that,
a horror
yeah.
movie. It was a sci-fi amazing story
That's
set.
a thriller. It was kind of a thriller.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
that's not bad though. Got to go back in time.
Save it for the future
Okay.
episode.
You see what I'm saying though, right? Mash it
Okay,
together.
I like it. I like
Imagine.
it.
All right.
It's called the Geek Savants Make a Movie. And
All
then
right.
what the fuck is this?
Stop everything. I figured it out. It's a donkey that kicks field goals. Just smash a horror movie into that
I thought
somehow.
you were
Okay.
gonna say it's a donkey that kicks you into the past, and then you have to. It's called Donkey Punch. It's called
Donkey that kicks you into the past. It fucking writes itself, Dave. What are we talking about?
Oh, by the way, I already named it. It's called Donkey Punch. Jesus, guys. We're
God,
good.
after the success of Sucker Punch, we thought Donkey Punch would go over real well. All right, Grant, what else you got?
Yeah, you pick good topics.
Has anyone seen King of Staten Island?
No,
No.
you asked us that already.
Well, I hadn't seen it because I just saw it. But
Somebody asked that. It was I don't want to see it.
it was really good.
Don't lie.
It's a Judd Apatow movie.
I like Avatar.
I mean, that's basically, isn't it? It's almost biographical, right? I mean, isn't that kind of what happened to what's his name?
Yeah, his dad died in 9/11, and it's kind of like loosely autobiographical, and it's got Marissa Tomei and Bill Burr. It's got a great fucking cast. It's a really good movie. Definitely watch it.
Now, although I am not a Pete Davidson hater by any measure, his shtick seems to have gone a little bit far where I don't love it as much. And will I hate it then?
I get what you're saying. He plays it more straight
Yeah,
for the most part.
I might watch it.
Straight as Pete Davidson can be.
Yeah.
He's like a tattoo artist. And
I don't know if I've ever watched anything with Pete Davidson in it. What has he done? Why is this
Saturday
shit?
Night Live.
Oh yeah, I never watched Saturday Night Live.
stand up Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Uh,
He's in the new Suicide Squad. Him and 400 other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are so excited about that. It's really weird.
Why? I'm kidding.
Oh, because what's his name?
James Gunn.
James
No,
Gunn.
he's great. It'll be great. He's great. I don't have any problems with him.
You know who looks fucking great in that? John Cena as Peacemaker. By the
I
I
way.
didn't see him in the trailer. Was he in the trailer?
No. Yeah, he was in that reveal thing, right?
The reveal thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks so good.
Yeah.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah,
he's-
you know, it's funny you mentioned John Cena because I was talking to Tom because I watched Shazam and Tom was like, they really missed it. Like Shazam should have been John Cena. I was like, yeah, they really kind of missed it because he could have been perfect for Shazam. And then of course they got The Rock
Levi. I
as
thought Zach Levi as Shazam.
he did a good job, but just kind of that they could have really promoted that. Like now you got John Cena as Shazam, and then they locked down Rock as Black Adam.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that actually could have really worked well, like, as on a promotional level.
Wait, are you telling me that DC accidentally miscast something? Oh, no.
No,
what?
I mean, he works. I agree with John. I thought Shazam was actually pretty fun, but
Did you,
just, like, that idea of it is like, oh, yeah.
I
they
can't
could've
see how they
really-
can make a good Black Adam movie. Can they make a good Black Adam movie?
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
They
You have
could, but
you have
I-
to play up the like anti-hero will do anything for his country kind of like stance of him, and I don't know if that plays with The Rock as the lead.
I don't know anyone else that could be that character and play
He's
it
great.
recently than The Rock.
He's gonna be
I've got a
perfect,
script.
but it's like I just don't understand how you're gonna have him. He's such a complex character that it's like so to get it out in one movie is gonna be tough.
You think that they're gonna make
The three things that DC fucks up every single fucking time. Like the script is the directing is and then it feels like they run out of money in the fourth act and then give you some half-assed ending that's kind of like
they jam everything in there too. They try
Iron
to fit
Man
they try and fit every storyline into that shit.
Do you think?
and then the ending is like they have to fight a big bad, and the big bad always seems like a afterthought of some, like a Wonder Woman. Like Ares is kind of an afterthought. Steppenwolf is totally not believable in the Justice League movie.
I just saw Aquaman.
In Aquaman.
I liked Aquaman though. I mean, the CG was not that good, but it was long.
Yeah,
it was long. But the movie made sense. Like, I thought they kind of had everyone they were supposed to have. It had Ocean Master. It had Black Manta. Black Manta was great, I thought. But they, I don't know, it kind of played out. It kind of how it, I kind of imagined it would.
You could have saved Ocean Master you could have introduced him and then, like, made a sequel with Ocean Master. You could have just gone with one villain in that, and it'd be Black Manta. That would have been fine, I think. I think he was great. But... yeah, that movie's really long, really fucking long.
It was long.
That movie's long.
It wasn't bad, but it was long. It definitely was like.
There are parts in that movie where you will be like, why did they decide to do this? Like, you're just kind of like, wow. I mean, it's like a 12-year-old said, I want to put all the cool shit, like was playing in a bathtub with all these action figures and then made animatics out of it. And then they gave it to, someone to make. It's weird. It's a weird fucking movie. I don't know. Not my favorite. But yeah, they'll fuck it up somehow. Somehow they'll fuck up Black Adam. But,
do you think that they're going to make Black Adam Middle Eastern, or are they just going to revamp?
Well,
he's supposed to be, isn't he?
Yeah, they talk about Kandak in it. I mean, they talk about it, so he's got to be Egyptian or
But isn't he like in this? Isn't he a slave? Isn't that how they described it?
Yeah,
he was not in the original, though, as far as I remember. He was very important to the pharaoh, I thought.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at that. I mean, again, they could do whatever the fuck.
Rock has done Scorpion King, so it's not like he hasn't existed in a world where there's like he's in the Middle East type of a thing, So I think they could probably play it up to that angle.
How about that? The Batman?
Dune? Oh, I thought you were going to ask about the Dune trailer.
Oh, I love
that. Looks good.
Let's talk about Batman first. What do you think?
Batman?
Yeah, the Pattinson Batman.
Oh,
that's okay.
Yeah, I look good.
Like 3 days into fucking filming, he got COVID.
Yeah.
They went back to filming and he got COVID and then they shut it back down. So that movie's delayed again.
Has anyone heard any news on the Matrix?
No.
I haven't heard anything.
What'd you guys think of that Dune though? The Dunes was done by the guy who did the latest Blade Runner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks fucking great. It looks
amazing.
It looked interesting. I wouldn't go so far as to say it looked amazing, but it definitely looked interesting.
You got Momoa as Duncan Idaho.
I've never seen Dune, the first Dune.
It's not bad. It's still, I think, an okay movie.
It holds up.
It holds up.
It's hard. Dune is tough, dude. Dune is like some dense stuff that, like, trying to put it all in one movie is.
Yeah.
There's no winning, I think. Like, that's why you got so much exposition in the first one, because we're like, let's tell you everything, the 1,000 years of history to get you to this point, and you're like, what? It's really hard for them to. So I mean, I'm still excited to see it because it looks cool. Like visually, it looks like whoa, this looks like Dune. So
we just watched fucking Time Bandits with Bigby. How long has it been since you guys have watched Time Bandits?
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's been so long.
30 years.
It's fucking great. I recommend it.
Good, right?
I highly recommend. It's really entertaining. Like, I mean, well, first off, Terry Gilliam. Okay, so that's who direct. Michael Palin and Terry Gilliam are responsible for it, and it's just like, what a great movie! Like, for being, they talk about original IPs, and it's just like, pretty sure that's an original idea that they came up with. It's fucking crazy, like the ideas they have in that movie, and it's so well done. Such great, like, fun acting, great action sequences, like really good kids movie. Honestly, like I would show it to the kids, like as they get a little older. They, it's not scary, but
what'd you watch it on?
It's actually on HBO right now.
Cool.
So yeah, it's pretty dope. I mean, it's fun because it's like funny. It's like a Terry Gilliam version of like a Princess Bride type of a movie. You know, it's got a lot of silly, it's funny, it's good heart kid movie, but with like, you know, Monty Python and Terry Gilliam type shit attached. And Sean Connery fucking shows up, which is so great.
Did Bigby like it?
He loved it.
Really?
So did Kelly. Had never seen it either. You know, she's born in 79, so that probably wasn't really a movie that she was going to watch. And so she finally got to watch it, and she was like, "This fucking movie's great." She's like, "I can't believe how entertaining and like original this movie is. It feels like you're watching like a Willy Wonka or something that's based off of a book where there's like tons of crazy ideas, but I think it's all originally written by these Monty Python guys, which is so crazy."
Wow.
That's a good one.
Helps to it though is kind of like Baron Munchausen, right?
I want to watch that one. I haven't seen it in a long time. That's another one that's got a lot of weird
same
shit.
guys, right?
I think so. That's a Terry Gilliam movie? I think it is. Yeah, that one's got a lot of weird stuff in it too. I wouldn't mind watching that. I haven't watched a lot of that Terry Gilliam shit. It would be interesting to pop that in.
So speaking of stuff that you guys watch, have you guys been seeing anything lately? I mean, I know that last time we talked, a couple of you guys had seen Bill and Ted. I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen shit.
Raised by Wolves?
No.
I watched the first episode of Lovecraft Country, and it was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I need to see that.
like the vibe of Watchmen and Stranger Things put together, but yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go.
The third episode is very Indiana Jonesy. It's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Just saying,
That's
ooh,
interesting.
All right.
It takes a little different route, and I liked it a lot.
Hey, here's a weird question. Does anybody watch the Goldbergs?
No.
Yeah,
That show, it's on Hulu.
Yep.
It's that ABC show about the 80s.
yeah. My wife watches it a lot, so I've seen. Yeah,
It's funny. It's really funny, honestly. Like Bigby's been watching. He needed a new show, so I started him on it. It's really good. First scene, first episode, he's got a fucking Ray Dean like sitting there. He's got his wall is plastered with posters that we would have on our walls growing up. It's crazy because there are some things in there where I'm like, this seems like it's straight out of like one of our lives or something. Like some of the things that they do. It's crazy, some of the shit they do in it. Like that is just so much of stuff that we used to do. It's really fun. I mean, I'd recommend it as just a fun show to watch. It's funny because they do shit like the one thing that annoys me about it is that it's like, they'll be like, oh, I'm playing Nintendo. I'm playing Super Mario Brothers. Oh, but the next episode, Return of the Jedi, is premiering. And you're like, nah, that one of those is 1987 and one of those is 1983, but they play it off by being like, it's Patton Oswalt's the narrator. And he's like, oh, it was, March 5th, 1980, whatever. And so that's kind of how they play it. So that way they can kind of play in all of the 80s. So it's fucking rad though, man. I recommend it as just a fun show to put on when you are trying to like have something on in the background. Good acting, really funny, good talent.
Like when you're on your iPad.
Yes.
Or your iPad, just put on the Goldbergs.
Segue right into what I'm doing.
the one part that I like about the show is like they go through the episode, and then at the end,
Yes.
since the guy who actually does the show is, I guess, the executive producer or whatever,
Yeah.
he taped a lot of stuff. He did a lot of videos growing up, so he actually shows you the real scenes that inspired that episode, and you're like, oh god, I remember that stuff, or something out of it. It's like,
He's a
it's
total nerdy kid. It's the kid. His name is Adam Goldberg, and he's like a super nerdy kid. And he like makes his own Tron suit, tries to film his own Tron movie. Like he's always doing shit that I'm like, damn, this is some crazy fucking shit. I'm trying to remember one episode. There was like, it was peer counseling, and then one other thing that I was like, both of these things I've done in my life. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Like very specific things that I'd done before. I was like, damn, this show is good. I highly recommend it, though. It's very funny. Not as fucking patronizing as, like, Big Bang Theory.
I can watch that.
Yeah,
and
right.
Things that, like, that turned me off of the Goldbergs is it just felt like another cash-in. And that's sort of how it's really how I feel about Big Bang Theory. I just feel like they're like,
this one is, like, way fun. The people behind it are just really talented and funny. So, I mean, I'd say watch a few episodes and see what you think. But I thought it was really good. It's not as much of an investment as like The Office or something like that. It's definitely much lighter. You can pick up any episode and watch it, and it's not going to be like a storyline that you have to know about. Nobody's getting married or anything on the show. It's like they never age, for God's sake. It's like The Simpsons. They're always constantly in like middle school and shit like that. What?
Did you all watch Knives Out yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. That movie's fucking fantastic. It's just on Amazon Prime. I'm like looking to see what I've watched recently, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did watch that recently.
It's no Last Jedi, but it's pretty good.
Oh my God. No, it isn't, is it?
All right, boys. Well, you want to wrap this motherfucker up?
I had a quick question to throw out there. Like, we'll do it. No grand negotiations or anything like that. It's just real quick. Okay.
Oh my God, you're so happy about this fucking question. Go.
If you could fight one person to the death and switch lives with them only if you win, who would it be?
Fuck. I mean, thanks for curveballing us right at the end when we were all talked out.
Well, we were talking about the switch bodies. That reminded me of that.
Jeff Bezos.
Zac Efron.
Really?
I'm lying. Jeff Bezos would be
Efron.
Jeff Bezos, dude.
Yeah,
that money.
Bezos. I would say Bezos or Elon.
Yeah.
Because you got to go. You can't go like Buffett or Bill Gates because they're old. You got to go with somebody that's like younger than us or like in the same age range as us.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do Elon because I think you could still squeeze out some good stuff out of Elon.
You don't want your brain. You don't want your brain in Elon's body.
No. Then nothing's getting done. But Bezos, sure, why not? That I feel like Amazon's just its own monster machine that just goes forward. Like you could take out Bezos, just give me the money, and I'll donate like half of his money and keep the other half.
Right. So I feel like we would all be somewhat altruistic given the situation. So my very first thing was I would fucking kill Trump and be like in his body. But then I was thinking he's not going to be doing his stuff much longer, hopefully. But like, what if he got reelected? Would he be someone that you would take one for the team and take him out?
I'd have to be in that giant fucking Jabba the Hutt body of his and like look at myself in the mirror and like I'd just slit my own fucking wrist if I'd immediately kill myself once I was in that dude's body.
I mean, I think that's fair, John. I was just thinking, oh man, could you imagine like beating up Trump and then being like, this is the best day of my life, and then waking up in his body and being like,
yes, that's a horror movie.
That's a horror movie. That's the horror movie. There it is.
You wake up in your Trump.
Actually, this is a really good movie idea.
But
in a sense.
yeah,
now, there you go, Grant. Just figured out the horror movie. It is very Freaky Friday, but it is good though.
True, but maybe you don't switch. It's just the other person's dead, so you just take it.
Okay, that's just murder.
There's no switching back. Murder.
There's no switching back.
It's like a one-way switch.
I don't know. That would be rough. I would be.
So
worried.
You die. So
I'd be worried that I would actually F up the country more. I just because who knows what I would be doing, and like would I listen to the wrong people, and then would I cause more chaos? I'd be a little worried.
What you're proposing is the aggro version of the movie Dave, where Kevin Kline becomes Kevin Kline, and yeah. Which I'm all for, Grant. You could take that for the team. I don't think I'd want to wake up in that body. And if you lose the election, you're getting assassinated.
You're getting thrown in jail for sure.
That motherfucker's getting thrown in jail if he's not president, and he knows it. And that's why he's fucking trying so hard to be president again. He's not even good. He knows he's not good at it.
What about head of Warner Brothers in DC? So you could actually make some good movies?
Nah.
No.
Those guys have had enough chances. They don't get any more fucking chances. That's honestly how I feel about DC. Like, you know what, guys? Like, you make shit, it's either going to be good or I'm just not going to watch it. Like, it's not Marvel where I'm going to be like, I'll give you guys a shot. You guys have done me pretty well. It's like DC, I'm like, fuck you guys. You're not getting anything until you prove that it's like Wonder Woman or something. You know, I'm like, I'm not watching that shit until I hear it's good.
So, no, let's do this. Next week, let's talk about comic book movies, and you can pull from all of them, and we can rank them. And I want to know exactly where Shazam fits on your list, because I like that movie a lot, but I don't even know if it would fit in my top 20. I'd have to actually fill out the list. So why don't we do our like top 20 movies And if,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
if
Comic
someone
book movie?
names something that's on your list, we just take it off the list and we.
Wait, but you mean all comic book movies?
Yeah.
So you're like Crow,
Rocketeer.
Captain America with Italian Red Skull.
Flash
Yeah.
Gordon.
You mean all of them?
All of them. It is the most epic fucking.
All right, so each one of
Yes.
us pick 4 movies. Send me your 4 movies, and then we'll make a list out of those 4 movies.
Wow.
No, because there's 5 of us times 4 is 20, Dave. What are you going to do? How are you going to do that?
Did you top 25, bro?
Oh, now it's 25. Okay.
Yeah, I was saying I would do my
You
top
said 20.
all the
You
way
said
down.
20, and now you're saying 25.
Our cartoon movies, animation is animation included.
I would say this: it has to have been in a movie theater. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So,
Sure, that's fine. Yes, that eliminates
Mask of
some
the
of those
Phantasm.
movies. Yes,
That wasn't a
that
thing.
counts.
It
That
does count.
counts.
Yeah.
Why don't we could do top 20 and just submit it to each other ahead of time, and then you can see if there's a lot of
Like
repeats.
our fastiest list.
yes.
We'll do a
Yes.
fastiest list. All right.
We're the fastest list.
All right, boys. Well, then we'll get that all together. And then so we will see you guys next time where we'll talk about comic book movies.
Hey, John. Thanks for this crappy episode that just was
Fuck.
a way for you to talk about your iPad.
Hang on, guys. Somebody wants to say hello.
You gotta mute me. Mute me.
Oh,
Nobody
baby.
wants to say hello.
It's the sixth savant.
I thought that the sixth savant was Brian Robots, but I see that Brian Robots has been replaced.
He could be on there.
Yeah. Give you an upgrade.
It's my picture of Bobcat Goldthwait and Tim Kazurinsky as my screenshot. There you go.
Oh my god.
That's so weird, but I mean, very specific.
It's huge.
It's fucking huge, right? It's fucking big. There we go. That's it.
Maybe when I
That's
need
big.
shit off, I'll go get one of those. We'll see.
It's fucking gorgeous. And it's fun to read comics on, too. That's for sure.
That's the only reason I get it. I don't need it to color.
$1,200.
Yeah, for
That's all I do.
no, that's too expensive. You better draw on that thing.
Dave, this thing works with PS, like Photoshop, CPS, TIFFs, JPEGs, all that shit. It has layers. It can export. It can be airdropped to your phone. It's fucking awesome, dude. I recommend it. Not for you, but for everybody else.
Thanks. All right. Talk to you guys next week.
All right.
So
All
that's-
right, suckers.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.